everyone, it's Linda McKenna from Golden Rule Senior Placement Services coming to you today with Tuesday Talks. Our topic for this Tuesday Talks is encompassing what's going on this week in senior living. And the September 7th through the 13th of this week, so Sunday through Saturday, it is considered Assisted Living Week. And this year's theme is called Ageless Adventure. Assisted living is what we're pondering about now. What should you know about it for our senior loved ones and all those to acknowledge for this special week of observance and celebration? So not only are we talking about assisted living for your senior loved one, but also talking about all the heroes that are working in assisted living that take care of your senior loved one. And they're pretty special because it's a special calling to do such, taking care of our seniors. To give you a little synopsis as to what this whole observance week is, I'm going to read you a little bit about history. Many of us know someone who has either worked in, resided in an assisted living environment. Assisted living facilities provide thorough care and a sense of community. Couldn't agree with it more. A lot of people call it facilities. I tend to call it senior living communities or assisted living communities for older adults and individuals living with disabilities. Celebrating National Assisted Living Week gives us the chance to recognize all the staff, volunteers, communities, and that play a vital role in making these communities a success. So get ready. September 7th is here, and the week is to point out the amazing things that go on within the world of assisted living. 5 important things to remember about assisted living and aging. 1, we're living longer. By 2040, it is estimated that will be 14.1 million people over the age of 85. 2, where are my girls at? The Assisted Living Federation of America has estimated that females make up in assisted living is the average age is 71, but it's the highest percentage that is in senior living. Growing older is expensive is number 3. 1 in 5 seniors racks up more than a lot of money, $25,000 in care costs in a given year. 4, it's never too late to start exercising. Research has found that beginning to exercise at 75 or even 80 can help to reduce unwanted effects of aging. 5, most of us will need long-term care. Almost 70% of Americans will end up needing long-term care in their life. Why is Assisted Living Week important? 1, it's an opportunity for assisted living communities to host events and activities. And I have to say, a lot of the assisted living communities that I work with are really being ingenious this week and have great things planned with entertainment and a lot of events that are focused around ageless adventure. So the word adventure is really encapsulated and is more broadened, and the themes are really unique. And we're only on day 3, and what I've seen so far is pretty awesome. The residents there are really being entertained, and everybody's gathering in on the events. So, during this week, it ranges from not only the events of maybe musical, maybe different fairs of eating from across the world, different countries, which is neat because that's an adventure. But also there is a lecture series. There's a lot of things, maybe watching a movie that is encapsulating that or is broadening that horizon for adventure. So National Assisted Living Week highlights great work. It also talks about the stigmas that people may have about assisted living. A lot of people, when they hear senior living or assisted living, they imagine a nursing home. A nursing home is not. It's a lifestyle when you move into a senior living community or assisted living. Assisted means that you need a little bit of help, maybe medication management, or some of your ADLs have been compromised. So that being be, you need help getting dressed or grooming, medication management, you need help in bathing. So that's the assistance. There's also independent living within senior living as well too. But a nursing home means that you really need 24/7 care, and it's more in a skilled nursing facility rather than it being in a lifestyle of assisted living. So the perception of what assisted living is nothing what it actually is. So the best things I tell my clients, especially where they're trying to help transition their loved ones, is the best way of learning about it for your senior loved one is actually visiting. So once they walk in the doors of a senior living community, they're like, wow, this is what it's about. I envisioned something totally different. So of course, that is something that we need to embrace as we get older and be accepting of it, but it's also frightful for them as well too. Each year has its own theme, and I told you this year is Ageless Adventures. The theme has the goal of inspiring assisted living communities residents to seize the day and take advantage of all that life has to offer, and there is a mission that we can get behind. So the life guidance directors, in some communities they call them activities directors. I love when they call it life guidance. We sometimes think of activities directors that mean more like a preschool situation or something that children are around. So life guidance is wonderful. They are so creative. Realize they're trained to do what they do, and what it is that there is something planned every day in senior living, and now with this specific week it is over the top, being really eventful. How do we observe Assisted Living Week? Visit someone in assisted living, and during this week really families are invited as well, partake in their ageless adventure. No better time to actually enjoy it with them. 2, take an assisted living facility tour. That's what I do. I help you and guide you to what is appropriate for your senior loved one. So we could do tours and we schedule them. We just don't pop in for the very reason is we want the attention of not only the sales director, the administrator, which they also call executive director, but we want personalized service. So sometimes we do it even during lunch, that we get to enjoy their lunch fare as well. Or their specific meal for the day. 3 is to create something special for residents. There's a lot of community involvement. I have friends that do Mary Kay cosmetics, and this is a week that they really embrace, and they go out and give a little bit of foofing up, or actually some pampering to senior ladies, and some men too. They have men's care as well too. But this is also a lot of community involvement is really partaking in it. So there might be a PT program or a physical therapist that's doing exercises with them as well too. There might be a artist that comes and actually does some art with the resident, some crafting. So there's really great things. Maybe veterans could actually come into that, are still able to live on their own or are currently in the military, to visit their veterans that have now retired and are in senior living. So this is a great time to do something special for the residents, and maybe create a letter. And what I did years ago was actually I created a pen pal with a senior living community, and it was with children that were just learning to write, so we were looking more like 2nd or 3rd grade, and they became a pen pal. We also called it adopt a grandparent, and it was so neat because now they're exchanging letters with their pen pal, maybe adopt a grandmother, grandfather, and it was really a lot of fun. So there's so many creative things that you can do something special for the residents as well. I know a lot of companies that work within senior living. This is their time to shine, and that they help residents maybe physically with therapies and or nursing, like home health companies, but they do root beer socials and doing all fun things during this week to actually acknowledge them individually and celebrate with them. So do something creative this week. 5 ways to observe National ALF Week and take part in the Ageless Adventures on Aging Well. And encourage intergenerational adventures. So again, bringing generations together, the younger with the residents there, they love it. Pet therapy is also another wonderful thing, is actually have canines come in that are therapy trained. The residents just love that as well too. But also revisit old favorites and new joys. So this is the time to recollect about the past and the adventures that they went on in the past and new joys that are ahead. So we're living vicariously through them, but they also live vicariously through us. So they want to hear about our adventures as well. Also, honor caregivers with gratitude and recognition. All the people that are laying hands on your loved one in senior living to need to be recognized and thanked. You know, sometimes a universal thank you note is wonderful. We tend to forget the people that are not clinical or not caregivers, the maintenance director, again, the life guidance activities director. Those are people that sometimes are neglected or forgotten, but the aides that actually do the cleaning of the room and housekeeping, recognize those people too. They're very hard in keeping your senior loved one happy and safe. Share your story, reflect, connect with, and inspire in powerful ways. Encourage your loved one to share memories. So when you're going there in senior living, and this week is very, very active, I'm sure they're sharing stories of adventures that they went on. Maybe it was a trip. Maybe it was something that they did something totally different. Jump out of an airplane. Took a cross-country trip from the East Coast to the West Coast, Route 66. Those stories and telling each other and being part of, that's something that you could treasure for your legacy, for your loved one as well. In fact, I actually created a book called The Time of Your Life that you could enjoy with your senior loved one. Document everything and ask a lot of questions, document everything. And honestly, I have people that actually go further along with that and actually record it so they can hear their voice in later years to come. Support a meaningful transition and think about what's next. So realize with them going into senior living there, they know they're aging. So, having that conversation, what the next steps are or the next processes, what they're dealing with physically and mentally, but be supportive, nurturing as well too. And it's so important to be part of their care plan as well too, and be involved with the clinical staff so you know what your mother or father, grandmother, grandfather's progress is. So be more involved makes all the difference in the world. And for the ones that are involved, it's not about the squeaky wheel. It's actually, they know who to go to when you're asking questions, and your questions get answered faster. So when you're inquiring about something, there is there's a quick response level because they know how involved that you are. Senior living is a wonderful thing. We'll have another topic again soon about what's the different levels of senior living. But this week is Ageless Adventures, and it's a wonderful week to recognize all of our wonderful staff at senior living, but more importantly, as the residents are enjoying it immensely. I saw some in costumes and some dancing. It's been great. It's like a stationary cruise ship that they're really enjoying themselves. Again, I always lead you to my website. It is www.goldenrulesseniorplacement.com. There you will find my demographics, how to get in touch with me, also my bio. There is testimonials. There's various options that we talk about. There's resources. There's a whole library of these video talks that you could peruse. Links to all my social media as well. And as always, I always tell you what we're going to be doing next week. And since this is September and it's Healthy Aging Month, we're going to be talking about what we should know about healthy aging for not only our senior loved ones, but also for ourselves. Because if we're the predominant caretaker or caregiver, we need to take care of ourselves so we could take care of them better, but we're also aging as well. So thank you for viewing Tuesday Talks with Linda McKenna of Golden Rule Senior Placement, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. Have a blessed week and enjoy your own adventure as you age. Bye-bye now.